Yeah.
We're in.
We're on?
Yep.
What happened to the intro? All right, I guess we're live. No intro
Here we
today.
go. Hey, what's going on, guys?
So welcome to episode lucky number 13.
13. No wonder why. That makes sense.
Yeah. So we're starting out with some good luck of no intro.
There we go. 13. If a black cat comes across, don't be surprised. It's just our luck tonight.
Yes. So anyway, last week was a fun show. We had Frank and Larry
a lot
on.
of fun. Frank and Larry, check out their podcast. Go to last week's show because I don't
Unfortunately, I was going to bring that up. Unfortunately, a lot of people couldn't watch it because of the storm.
Yeah, the storm.
It was knocking out a lot of modems and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think Larry's on actually right now.
Yeah, Larry. What's going
What's
on,
up, Larry?
Call, checking in. Call, tune in, because we're going to talk about some stuff today I know you'll be interested in.
Oh, yeah?
I definitely want to thank those guys. We're going to have him back when there's no lightning storm.
Yes. Oh, no. A lot of fun. Really funny guys. It's their show is a podcast, and it's a married guy and a single guy. So it's like...
Well, one of the 100 podcasts.
Well, kind of like you and I, but married guy, single guy, but we don't get into that. They really play off each other, the differences, right? And married versus single, Larry does what he wants.
He feels like going to WrestleMania. And
right, he goes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Frank,
he wants to do
not
Diamond
so
Dallas
much.
Page. Right, Frank has no choice. Yeah.
But, so I guess before we get into the sponsors, let's just get right into saying to tune into the other shows here, specifically In the Cage with Cyclone.
Oh, yeah. Check out Cyclone.
He's on right before
us every week. Amazing. Guy knows anything fight sport related. And even wrestling related. Yes?
Well, that's technically a fight sport.
Well, it's okay.
It's scripted.
Yes.
Scripted fights.
Right. But then again, at the end when Don King was running boxing, that was scripted too. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know how far UFC and boxing are from that at this point. So.
Yeah. But check out Cyclone. Great. In the fight game, even talks about smaller venue, like One and, TKO Productions, things that you don't even, maybe only a fight fan would know about.
Right.
Most of
and
us.
he is an insider, so.
Yeah, totally insider. He also with the PFL.
Yes.
Which is big here on Long Island. I know they just had something on New Jersey last weekend, but it's like a tri-state local guys trying to make it. You got to start somewhere. You don't just end up in the UFC. You got to start fighting in, back in the day it was pit fights and illegal fights, but.
Yeah, where a lot of those, the original UFC guys came from.
Yeah, I mean, even, what was his name? Kimbo.
Tank Abbott was a pit fighter.
Right. Tank Abbott was, he was a biker and a fighter. That's all the guy was. What was his thing when it said brawler?
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't MMA.
I think at one point, it wasn't him. One of them actually said pit fighter.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was somebody else. Pit fighter was actually a thing. That was the underground fights.
Yeah.
But his was brawler. That's what he was. He was a bar brawler. He was a fat guy who was known to knock people out with one shot.
Much different UFC than. And what I did like about that is it was art versus art. You could have karate versus taekwondo, whatever. Someone was disciplined typically in one art, and you fought till there was a winner.
Right, and nothing was the
Which
only
I
thing.
personally liked. There was no getting saved by the bell. There was no, hey, let me just win this round and run from the guy.
And unlike now where you can't do headbutts and stuff like that, it was basically no ball shots no eye gouging.
You were allowed nut shots
in the
original UFC. There was no eye gouging, no fish hooking, and no small joint locks, which is funny.
Yes.
You kick someone in the balls, you can elbow them in the back of the head, but you couldn't do a small joint lock.
Right, because that's what a lot of the Japanese things learned. But initially that was pretty much set up for the Gracies to promote
the fights were fixed in the
they weren't fixed, but
they were fixed. The cards were fixed.
Yes.
They would pick someone they knew they would have an easy time against and put two real tough fighters against each other.
Right.
So even if he did face a tough fighter, that guy was beat.
You take a 10th degree Kempo guy against a Gracie guy, and as soon as he's on the ground, he doesn't know what he's doing. That guy could punch and kick all day long.
And honestly, they weren't picking 10th degree Kempo guys. They were getting first degree black belts. Which in some schools you could get in a year.
Yes.
Some of those franchise schools, a year or two, you could be a black belt.
So we got Jason watching.
Yeah, I just want to say, Larry said the better half will be live this Wednesday at 8. Anyway, you watch podcast. Joe Gerardo, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I just told you, brother. Tune in, stay tuned in. We're going to talk about some stuff I know you guys are going to be interested in. Also, another new show on here, Streetwise with Lou Talano, if I'm saying that right. He spent a career in law enforcement.
Oh, cool.
And him and his partner were the inspiration for Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, my God.
I was talking to him last week before the show, before you got here, and, you guys got a lot of cool stories, and I want to try to have him on.
Oh, do we know his time?
He's on right before Cyclone, so that would be 6 to 7.
Okay, 6 to 7. Check out Lou. I don't know his last name, Tolano. That has to be, I'm sure he has a bunch of exciting. Hutch. But in where? NYPD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed the story obviously a little bit, and he had a red Camaro.
Okay.
With all the stuff.
Very cool. So. All right, Lou, I'm with you. I'm going to be watching from here on out. That's great. I'd love to meet you. I got to get here a little earlier. I'm always last minute.
But let's pay some bills and then get into it. So we're going to start with Frank Zambuto and Kayla Logistics, where your business is our priority. Our goal is to provide our customers with end-to-end logistics solutions worldwide. Contact Frank Zambuto regarding all of your international import and export needs. Frank also has domestic contracts with many of the largest coast-to-coast trucking companies in the USA for non-personal cargo. For the Newman Show listeners, just mention the Newman Show, and Frank will take 10% off your first domestic trucking shipment in the USA. Frank Zambuto and Kayla Logistics, where your business is our priority. And you can reach Frank direct at 347-536-3933 or his email at frank@kaylalogistics.com. And I know right now everyone's confused with the tariffs, what's going on with China, this, that, and the other thing. Frank is not confused at all.
Yeah, no, Frank knows it all. He will take care of you. Any type of shipping needs you need abroad. And not to mention, he's a really cool guy and funny to talk to. He will have you cracking up. You'll think you're talking to a 20-year friend by the time you're done with Frank. Definitely check Frank out.
To me, he's like family.
Well, to you, he is family. To me, he's true. Like family.
And next up, we have Jason Martin at Felon for Life Motorcycle Repair. And I know he was listening in. And Jay is a mechanic, and he specializes in Harleys, but he does work on any bike. He could do your oil changes, your tune-ups. He could add any aftermarket accessories on. He could help you get more performance out of your bike, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you need, Jason knows exactly what he's doing. And honestly, twice Dennis has dropped off his own motorcycles, 2 of them to Jason, and they've come back actually looking better than when he dropped them off.
Looking better and sounding better.
Right, Jay not only took care of the modifications, he also returned it meticulously clean and gleaming.
He details the bikes.
Yeah, I mean, he's not just gonna. You bring a dusty bike, Jay's not just gonna fix it. He's like, to him, it's his life. He loves it. He's a career, rider. He loves riding, loves wrenching,
and he likes keeping people on the road. Hence, Felon for Life. He wants to keep everybody behind bars.
That is his
plan.
And
he offers something I've never heard anyone else do before. If you want to work on your own bike, he will assist you.
That to me is amazing.
Over the phone, in person, whatever. And I've never heard anybody do that.
Never had a lot of money growing up and always working on cars that I bought for $500-600. My Chilton's manual was my best friend. The difference with a Chilton's manual and Jason is Jason would sit there and teach you what you're doing instead of I'd be reading a Chilton and not know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, wait, what's a 0.72 gap? You know what I mean? I had no clue until I went to the auto parts store, S&K Speed Shop. Then they were like, no, the gap is just take this little thing, it's right there, 0.72. Stick it in the middle of the spark plug, you're good. You know what I mean? But Jay will teach you exactly what to do, whether it's oil change. I've never heard of a mechanic doing. It's almost like giving away their work.
Yeah.
But that's just a guy who loves.
That's how Jay is.
Right. That's, because if he teaches you how to do your oil change, which might only be $40-50, he's losing that the next time you do it yourself.
Right.
But he just wants to keep you on the road. He also does something for veterans, no?
Yeah, he likes to help vets out if he can. So, definitely reach out to Jay. And last but not least, we have Sean at the Irish Pub.
Oh, very
in
great.
Baldwin on Merrick Road between Millburn. It's actually closer to Grand Avenue. That's a fun place. We were just hanging out there last night.
Yeah, we were just there last night throwing some darts. We had some food, had some cold brews. He has a kitchen. It's open all the time.
It's open late, yeah. And Friday night, and this Friday night and every Friday night at 10, they have a $30 open bar for 2 hours. They're having a beer pong tournament on Saturday, August 10th. At 9 p.m., it's $40 a team with cash prizes. And as far as I know, he's still doing the guest bartending nights every Monday and
Wednesday, yeah. I think that contest is still going on.
So definitely get down to the Irish pub. Tell Sean that we sent you. You'll probably even run into us there at some point.
Yeah, no, we're there. Like you said, we just spent a good portion of the night there last night.
Yeah, and just a shout out to Fred Watkins from for giving me this logo.
And plus he did Felon for Life's logo, which you guys saw up there a little bit ago. Very talented guy, and I believe you're having him on a show soon.
Yeah, we're going to work out a way to Skype him, and, so that way you could actually see him. And Jay's currently doing handlebars on a 2019 Road Glide. So even if you get a brand new bike, he could hook you up.
Right. Yeah, listen, nobody gets a bike out of a Harley dealer that they love.
Yeah.
That
bike's perfect. They don't have to do anything to it. And then as soon as you buy it, all right, I want to change everything.
Right, yeah. It's handlebars.
Like we saw last night with that CVO.
Yes.
Beautiful bike, $43,000 bike. And he put another $12,000 into it because that's what you do.
So now he's driving a $60,000 motorcycle.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
But anyway, let's get into it. There's lots of stuff going on that's just crazy in the news, like as usual. I don't even know where to start.
Oh, you know what? To start, I would like to say it was the 9/11 bill.
Actually, I want to end with that.
Oh, okay.
I definitely
want
to
bring it up. As 9/11 responded to me, that's a big thing. I go for the yearly physical. So, okay, we can end with that. That was huge, though.
That's like the big... I don't want to brush past it, so I want to save that.
Okay.
So that's why the Dorados now know why, because they're both in the fire department.
Yes.
And so...
Speaking of bikes, any listener that we have out there tonight, please keep your eyes open for bikes. I just literally read, again, there was another fatality in Wyandanch. Left turns for bicyclists, for motorcyclists are killers. People don't recognize them. They don't see them.
They cannot judge the speed.
Right. They don't judge. Right. And they think so. The bike sees you 400 yards off. They go to make the turn, and these people hit them. It's always left turns whenever you see it.
The other thing is a car turning in front of the bike is they can't judge how fast the bike is going straight, so they'll turn left in front of them or pull in front of them.
So listen, just look.
And everyone's on their phone and eating
Look
and
twice.
putting makeup on.
You know what? Pay attention. I couldn't believe it. I just saw it again. It actually looked like a Road King. I just saw it. It popped up on my thing, and I was just like, man, my best friend here is riding constantly. Him and his girl both ride. I ride. Jason rides. Guys, look twice. You don't want to. You will live your life in sorrow if you kill somebody mistakenly. I did 20 plus years as a firefighter. I've been to plenty accidents, and the people I didn't see them. Yeah. Well, you didn't look.
Well, you'll see that image in the head for the rest of your life.
Right, you were too busy looking at your phone or looking at whatever. Pay attention. It's almost gone crazy how much we don't pay attention. I find myself doing it sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's bad. Like a text comes in, and instead of pulling over, I'm like, I could type, give me a minute.
Which they've proven is actually worse than drunk driving. No. Instead of seeing a blurry vision of the road, you're seeing nothing.
Nothing.
It's like driving blindfolded for
so I tell myself a lot, like I'll ignore this call. It's really not that important.
Yeah. That will transition to something I saw on News 12 today, which I've been noticing myself lately. It's been done in the city. It's been done a lot around here. These kids will do these ride-outs, whatever they call it, where they'll purposely cut in front of cars in the middle of the road, start doing stunts, wheelies, whatever. The younger kids are doing it on bicycles. Yep. The older kids are doing it on usually dirt bikes and ATVs and stuff like that.
Illegal bikes, not road legal bikes.
And this is
just stupid. Huge thing that's been going on. It happens all the time down in Florida.
It happens in the city. It's happening on Long Island, obviously. The News 12's covered it, and they had video of it. And here's the thing. One guy was saying, it's kids being kids. No, it's kids being stupid, and it's a way to get them killed. Now, what happens when someone's driving down the road, even if they look away for a second, or they're looking, and the kid cuts in front of them, they run them over. Right away, they get like, you got to watch out for the kids on the bikes. No, the kids on the bikes got to watch out for the cars.
Yeah.
The cars are going to win that fight 100 out of 100 times.
It's bicycle safety, though. We were taught that as a kid. I didn't grow up here, but I know for a fact you went to Safety Town.
Yeah.
You learned how to ride a bike in safety.
But it's not like they don't know. It's the generation. I could do it. We all had that. I could do whatever I want. I'm not going to get hurt.
Yes.
I'm invulnerable thing. But we did it our own way. Like I learned how to ride a dirt bike myself, upstate, where I wasn't going in front of cars.
Right.
If I fell, I fell. I wasn't. if anyone was getting hurt, it was me.
Dude, at no time in our past, and I don't care who you are, did you ever think of dousing a cop with water?
No, I wanted to bring that up too.
I mean, just pulling out in front of a... First off, if your parents found out, you got your ass kicked.
Yeah. We were talking about that yesterday. Both of us, we wouldn't have made it. We would have hoped the cops arrested us.
Even if your neighbors found out, I remember my neighbors slapping me. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it was everybody. The barber would hit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
the cops should give you a whack, you know.
But right,
and it was okay, you know?
but they take you home. You didn't get jammed up.
No, that was the worst thing. When they took you home.
Yes, yeah.
And you had to explain to your parents why a cop drove you home. Because it was never, hey, can I give you a ride home, buddy?
The first time
they knew you did something wrong.
Yeah, first time I ever fucking shoplifted. Caldor in Connecticut. Don't know. Something stupid. Probably had the money for it, but just wanted...
It was the thrill of it.
Right, the whole thrill of it. Guy got busted.
Yeah.
They had to call my mom across the street, and I was just like, oh, when she tells my dad, I'm done. I think the cops, like, smacked me around. You know, it was okay back then. And, you know...
But it taught you... respect and value for things, because these kids have no value for anything, including their own lives.
No, yeah.
And again, when you go out in front of a car and you get hit, okay, I'll shoot you. Yeah. See how good that's going to do you when you're paralyzed for the rest of your life. Right. And you might not get anything, because if you go in front of the car, and believe me, everything's on video now.
Everything's on video.
Everyone's got the Ring doorbell. There's traffic cams all over the place. Everyone's got something all over. People got the dash cams. You come in front of a car and get hit. You know what? You're not going to get anything except hurt or killed.
No. See, I haven't seen this thing, so what you were saying is they're doing it on actual
doing it
pedal bikes now?
Yeah, the younger kids are doing it on pedal bikes, and they'll cut off the whole road and just start doing their stunts.
Stopping traffic in both directions.
Stopping traffic both directions, just riding, pulling wheelies, whatever, just like you would see them do in the city.
Wow, I didn't see that.
I
try not to watch News 12. I'm usually, unless I'm trying to fall asleep. But
I don't know what you're trying to say, Jay, if they had no parents. The parents don't care anymore either. They really don't. They're just like, no, not my kid. And like I said, the one guy in the news is like, it's kids being kids. No. Kids being kids is kids doing stupid stuff, yelling at passing cars, maybe throwing a snowball or two, and then going to the schoolyard and messing around. They didn't run in the street and do stuff like that. I never would have dreamed of that.
Right, yeah, but... And
it's true. We turn into our parents. Oh, when I was young, but we weren't. Like I said, we were doing stupid stuff that we could have hurt ourselves.
Right.
Not hurt everybody.
Right. But bringing up parents, I am a parent. I have a 12-year-old and an 18-year-old, and I definitely they get away with shit I could have never have done, and it's not because I'm a pussy parent. It's more you can't really like back in the day if you fucked up,
you could smack them.
No, but your parents would beat the shit out of you in the middle of Kmart.
Well, see, there was a difference.
Store.
There was a difference between abuse and discipline.
But you have people being like, you can't hit that child. And now I'm going to be
You can't yell at them.
Right, I'm going to be...
whatever.
It's going to go from me beating my child to me beating some 40-year-old guy who's telling me I can't hit my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, who are you? Keep out of here. Back in the day, like I said, if the butcher didn't smack you around, anybody can hit you.
Yeah.
A nun that heard you say whatever, whack. You know what I mean? And just like, what about teachers? I feel bad for teachers.
You just can't do anything anymore.
Nowadays, a teacher sends you home a note that says your child's misbehaving. The parents are behind the child.
Yeah. And
yelling at the teacher.
I was wrong until I could prove I wasn't.
Right.
If the teacher said I did something wrong, I was wrong.
Whatever
They're an adult.
Yeah.
They're an authority figure. I'm wrong.
Whatever the teacher said, it was it. It was like, well, I don't care what you say, Mrs. Moynihan, whatever, said differently.
Well, see... Jay, I'm going to disagree with you again. You said kids are messing with the cops. No fear of parents. Most don't have any. The last one I saw, there's another video out there of the cops getting doused with water, and kids were running up with water guns, laughing with the parents right next to them, laughing, throwing the water on them. So it's a whole family event now.
Well, that's
to do this to cops. Now the thing is, as soon as that cop turns around and tases one of them, takes him down, arrest them, because they're going to resist arrest, and everyone's going to be like, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. The cops are bullies. It's a police state. No, they're a position of authority. They're law enforcement.
Right.
They're not there to have a water fight with you.
Right.
And it's water today. It's piss tomorrow. It's bleach the week after.
You don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's an unknown liquid until you can prove that's water. And if it's dirty street water, God knows what's in that anyway.
Even so, if you look at the videos, it isn't kids.
No, like I said, the last one, there were young kids running up laughing, shooting them with the water gun.
Oh, yeah, no,
the other
they
ones,
don't care.
And again, you're saying, oh, it's kids having fun.
No.
They're gang members.
Yeah,
these are felons.
And these are 20-something-year-old men who just run up and are having fun dousing it because they know de Blasio has a no-touch order.
Yeah, your dad was a cop, and your mom, we feared, bust upside the head if we got out of line. Yeah, it's just, you know what? It's true. There are a lot that don't have a strong male figure, and they've proven it time and time again. Sean Bergen got fired for saying it.
Right.
But it's true. Without a strong male figure, and your chances of going to jail tremendously increase.
Right.
Because you have no fear of authority. And it's not blaming the mother, but if you got a single mother raising a kid, they're probably not doing much parenting. They're probably out there working and doing whatever they got to do.
Right. They don't even know what's going on. Right. That's how their kids end up
these daycare centers couldn't care less what's going on.
But they end up gangbanging because they're looking for that sense of family.
Yeah.
And
they're looking for that strong male figure. So they see this guy getting respect from the neighborhood.
Respect from everybody, and he has a bankroll that I can only wish I had.
Yeah.
So
it's like I said, it's turned into a whole family event, and it's just sickening. And it's funny because you see an edited video of a cop taking someone down that looks rough. You don't see anything that happened before or after, but you do hear him say, stop resisting. You'll see the guy swinging whatever, and they say, oh, it's brutality. And then you'll have the mayor, the former president, and other politicians get on saying, we need to retrain the police. But then when you see someone throwing water on cops, when you see people screaming at cops, attacking them, fighting them, shooting them, you say, well, it's a dangerous job. No, how about retraining the civilians and telling them, we're not going to put up with this anymore. The cops at this point need to take the streets back, especially in New York.
No, I do.
New York
I agree.
was and again, I'm going to transition to the next thing. New York was a shithole, and it was cleaned up. Now it's turning back into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people get so offended by the truth, because Trump got himself in trouble for saying that Baltimore is a rat-infested...
Oh, the West Baltimore, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. He's a racist now for saying that when Bernie Sanders said it, and PBS did a special on it a few years ago, talking about how it's all rat-infested.
Jay, we're going to have you on.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to come on.
So saying something is true. Now, they left out the fact that he said New Hampshire's like a drug den.
Yes.
Because it's white.
Right.
So you tell me where the racism is.
Right.
The media's stoking the flames for this race war, which they can't wait till it explodes.
The media is...
Instead of posting the truth, you're telling me... Now, why is shithole offensive? You're telling me LA's not a shithole when there's literally shit on the streets that you got to dodge? Human, not dog, not bird, not squirrels. Human shit on the streets because that's where they live. Nancy Pelosi's district is one of the worst.
With 10 cities. 10 cities on the sidewalk. It's not where there used to be like... under overpasses and homeless people live there.
Now, why would you want to? Why are people protesting and defending that lifestyle? How about trying to clean it up and getting these people into legit homes, getting them jobs? Jobs are there right now.
These people,
nobody wants them.
These people choose, right? They
no,
choose
not all of them choose, because here's the problem. If you ran into an issue years ago, especially if you got caught in that real estate crash, and you lost your house, try to get a job without an address, or try to get certain jobs without a good credit.
No, you're
rating.
Right. Yep.
You can't get them.
No.
They weren't hiring you. And what happened was when there was a lack of jobs, they were very picky. There were people who sometimes waited a year to hear back. To even, all right, we're going to give you a fifth interview now. Fifth interview, there was 2 max.
Right, it was 1.
And now it's, okay, we're going to have you in again, we're going to have you in again, we're going to have you in again. Those days are starting to change now because now there's other options out there. But they're quickly going away too because technology is getting a little too much. The $15 an hour thing looks like it's going to go through. And McDonald's jumped on it already. And started having the automated things out there.
I've been to one. I've already been to a few
really
McDonald's.
Think a billion-dollar corporation is going to take the loss?
1 register and 4 automated.
Yeah.
And guess what?
We'll go in a supermarket.
I did the automated. You know why? Because sometimes talking to, not making fun of everybody who works in, but literally talking to them, and I'm like, no onion. I get it has onion.
Yeah. So
when I do it myself, it gives me that option. And so again, I hit the button that says no onion, and guess what? They get it right.
Yeah. The thing is, too, I don't care if you're mopping the floor in a porn store or you're a CEO. Moppers. You need to have pride in your job and do it right. That's how you move up in the world. Honestly, that's how you move up. Yeah. I used to mop the bathrooms in bars, and let me tell you, there was nothing glorious about that. But I took pride in it. I made sure that bathroom was clean when I was done, and then I moved up to bar back. Then he moved up to bartender. You know, it was a progression. You didn't start as a bartender in some of these bars. You had to earn that way.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely contributed to the mess in the bar bathroom. Sorry about that.
And let me tell you, you know, first, see, guys aren't as bad as you think.
No, the girls are the
worst.
Oh, my God.
Guys just have a full sense of size and horrible aim.
Yes.
So that's basically what you're cleaning up in there. But and again, it wasn't, you know, you worked your way up. Your goal wasn't to be at the bottom.
No.
And stay there.
Dude,
so if you're making a burger,
in the 40s and 50s, you could start in the mailroom and end up CFO or CEO. Now, actually,
make the burger, make the best burger you can make, and then move up and become assistant manager, then manager, then own the franchise. There's ways.
There is ways.
Starting out as a burger flipper is not the worst job in the world.
No, but now you can also start in the mailroom, and 40 years later, you end as a senior guy in the mailroom.
Yeah,
like, things have changed.
But
they stopped promoting from within.
Yes,
they stopped doing a lot of that other stuff. Where the guy from within knows way more than this idiot with his master's degree that's been in school for 6 years.
Right.
But yet they go and
stuff
they hire
like that's
from
got
the
to change
universities.
too.
Yeah.
And there's way too much energy focused on college.
Oh my God!
You gotta have a college degree. You gotta have a college degree. Go ask Kenny Sullivan.
Yeah. Right.
Who owns Kenco?
Barely made it out of high school. Right. Loaded.
Why? Because he learned a trade and was great at it.
Right. Yep.
And go to the plumber, the electrician. Yeah, when they go getting their Corvette and they're riding home to their Mercedes for you know.
Dude, without a doubt.
They don't care.
And the trades are hurting right now.
$90 an hour,
Kids are not even going into the trades.
No.
I've never seen when I first came out of high school. I went for electricity. I applied to Local 3. It took forever for them to call me back. Now they're begging for apprentices.
Yeah.
And as an apprentice, you actually get paid while you're going to school. Imagine that shit.
And that's the thing. You could see the college thing is a trap because first of all, you usually take this predatory loan because that's really what it is.
No, I'm paying two of them now.
Let's just say you go to 6 years of college. We'll split it. You know, because you junior college at 4 years, you get your degree, whatever. So 6 years of college you owe for. Now you start working at this job. First you got to get a job.
Right.
Because now they can say, well, what's your experience?
Right.
Well, I just spent the last 6 years in college learning how to do this job. Well, you need experience.
Right. Yeah,
okay, well, where do I
start? Right.
Where do I get experience if nobody hires me? So it's kind of who you know, whatever. So you get the foot in the door. Now you start working. And this goes for doctors and stuff like that, too.
All of them.
They start spending so much time just trying to work off to pay their debts that they've accrued over the years. Not only the student loans and the books and stuff they had to buy, but the malpractice insurance, the money they borrowed.
I have a friend.
A doctor can't drive an 86 Toyota Corolla.
Nope.
They got to have the newest Mercedes. And again, people say, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is. If you go to a doctor and you see him driving an old car, you say, I guess he's not that good of a doctor.
Right.
You know, that guy's got the new Mercedes. I trust him more.
Dude, I have a friend. She's a surgeon, thoracic, and all kinds of other stuff. Still, to this day, she's been in practice almost 15 years, still paying off her loans. And what the killer is as a surgeon is exactly what you said, the malpractice insurance. Because now anything happens. Right. God forbid it. Even if it doesn't come out and look as good
you
as
wipe with the alcohol swab a little too far. Oh, you owe me $100,000.
Insane.
V brought up parents are so focused on making sure the kids go to college, they need to recognize that not all kids are academically minded. Now, you're right, but if they do the right thing in high school like they're supposed to, high school is supposed to give you a taste of everything.
Yes.
College is supposed to hone those skills that you learned in high school when you pick a career you want. High school should teach you a little bit of everything, whether it's music, shop, home ec, sewing,
dude,
everything, a little bit of everything.
They're all gone.
Because you might find out, hey, you know what? I actually like getting my hands dirty under a car.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? I could sew like a mother. I'm awesome at this. I'm going to become a seamstress. So, you don't know. So high school is a time to try everything. Learn the basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, history, all that other stuff.
Because I just did algebra today.
Learn.
I really didn't. But
nobody uses algebra.
Exactly. But I spent 4 years learning
But you learn the basics of everything. And learn a piece of everything. Then when you go to college, if that's the choice that you have, you can say, okay, I liked this. Right. This is what my master's is going to be. This is what I'm going to focus. This is my major.
Dude, half of the majors you see coming out now are bullshit. It's stuff
and
you'll
that's the
never
thing too.
use.
You know what? You're responsible for yourself.
Oh, I'm an English major. Oh, you're going to be a teacher or something? No, I don't want to be a teacher.
I can't, I
what the fuck are you going to do with
I don't know if
English?
we're going to necessarily discuss this, but I should look up. There's some majors that damn well you're not going to get.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Unless you're becoming a college professor. Like, even something like philosophy.
Yeah.
You're a philosophy major. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah. Unless you're Bruce Lee.
Now you got this 8-year degree,
Right.
and you owe all this money, and the man's keeping me down. Well, why'd you pick that?
Right.
Why didn't you pick computer programming? Why didn't you pick something that was going to give you a job?
Right, you got a doctorate in Sanskrit. You're a retard. It's a dead language that's been dead
people
for...
There really
is.
Dead languages is a major.
It is.
Dead languages.
So, when they finally uncover that arc of whatever, and they need somebody to get it, you might make $10 an hour to translate it for them.
V, I heard they're bringing home ec and stuff like that back.
No, they
I don't
are.
know if they
really
have yet. Okay.
And my oldest son's school, he did take it's not, and even Nicky too, but he didn't go in it. And they're offering it in middle school. It's not called home ec. They call it something else. My oldest actually took cooking.
Right.
And found out he really likes to cook.
And then maybe he's the next Bobby Flay or something like that.
But, I mean, that's not what he chose to do, but he cooks at home, he helps his mother out, he does, but he wouldn't have known until he went to that, you know, and then he found out, I'm actually pretty good at this.
And that's the only way you're going to know, because there's people, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. Then they do it, and like, oh, wow, I love it. And that's what high school's supposed to be. You don't like it, tough shit, you're going to do it anyway.
Right.
You're going to do it, you're going to try. You're going to try.
Yep.
Then if you don't want to do it, then you have to take it the next year because you did it already.
Right.
Just put an effort in, because most classes in high school, if you put an effort in, you're going to pass.
Yeah, everybody passes now. They have the No Child Left Behind. It's been going on for years.
Not everybody should pass. They should have to earn it. But again, if you put an effort in, I noticed that with most classes, because not everybody was artistic. And, they were drawing like a 5-year-old like this.
Dude.
But if you tried and you followed the rules and you did it, I'm not a great drawer. I'm not a great painter. There were some things that I did that came out excellent, which I was shocked that I kept it.
Too. Yeah.
Of course, my parents threw it out when they were cleaning because they would have loved to have kept it. But the fact is, even though my art projects weren't as good as like the real artists, I tried just as hard, if not harder than them. So I passed.
No,
I got the A or the 100 or the P.
You got a good grade. They want to see effort. Now there's kids that literally go.
There's pass-fail classes.
There is.
Now, the ones that you're forcing to take stuff like that, make them pass-fail.
Right.
Now, you're not hurting somebody's GPA, so they can still get into Harvard if they want to. But you got to be realistic with life.
Oh, no, you're right, V, with 100%. Yes. Half these men today, you see them, full beards, wearing, they look like lumberjacks.
They look like lumberjacks,
right.
but wouldn't even know the right end of the axe to hold.
Yeah, exactly. But yet they can't change their tire.
Yeah.
They're the first ones to call AA when they're, if they open up the hood of their thing, they go, I think that's the engine.
Well, you know what? To be fair, you open up and there's just a big plastic cover with the symbol of the car.
I do. I honestly, yes. I was, worked on my own cars forever, and I open them up, and it's a big cover. And even when I take it off, I'm like, wait, the alternator's underneath? The engine is turned sideways and flipped
and
90 degrees.
We had a car jack. There was a notch. It went in there. You jacked it up.
Yeah, it was easy.
Now you need like an engineering degree with some of the jacks that they have in these cars.
Right, and if you put it on the wrong spot, you actually fuck up the car.
And there are cars that when the tire's flat, the jack won't fit underneath, which we've seen because we've helped people get a lift the car.
We lift it up. You're right. But they do. They don't. There were those schools that actually do. What were they called? Charter schools.
Yeah, and BOCES did stuff, but the thing is that should be a requirement. I'm actually, you know what? I'm one of the old school people that think everyone should go through basic training.
No, I don't think 2 years in the military, kind of like Israel does, would help everybody.
You know what? Maybe take steps to it. Maybe just give them the basic training or whatever. Not actually have them be in the military, but have them go through what the military goes through to learn about it. Make the military a choice if they like it and they want to continue in that way.
That would be interesting.
It'll teach them discipline. It'll teach them respect. It'll teach them a lot of things because you can't tell me your attitude didn't change after going through basic training.
No, without a doubt.
Did. And I know everybody I know that went through basic training, their whole attitude changed. She's like, wow, life is not, what I thought it was. It's a lot more. There's a lot more out there.
And I didn't have no privileged life, but then I saw just how it is. Like, you got to actually earn
and it's nice to have some structure in your life. So you're
not. There's still things I do to this day. I call people sir and ma'am. And they're like, oh, I'm not 90 years old. I'm like, it's
respect.
Yeah, it's respect. It's a respect thing.
And obviously that's out the window now because
there is no more respect. Yeah.
But before we run out of time, because I do want to spend some time on this, and this is what I was leading up to. Trump signed the 9/11 bill today.
He did.
Making it official.
To 20...
It's for the next 7 decades. 70 years.
Yeah.
So anyone that was at that thing will be more than covered for the rest of their life.
Myself included.
Unless they live till over 100 years old, but at that point, who
wants to live?
They probably didn't get cancer from that if they lived
over 100. Right.
But I just want to say, because there were 2 people that voted against it. It was Rand Paul and I forget the other guy's name. Now, it's funny because they were acting all righteous when they said the reason, and it was a legitimate reason that they stated, like, hey, we can't just have an open checkbook. Where is it going to come from? And that's real noble, except for the fact that you never cared about anything else.
Right.
Where money came from. Why this?
Right.
And I'm going to get into it with you specifically in a second. But when the alarms went off and there was a call for the fire departments and the police to go there, they went. Right. Carl said it. Mike Leaf from Utah.
Yep. Thanks, Carl.
They went. It wasn't like, well, you're going to have money to cover if I get hurt. Nobody asked that question. They went because that's what you're supposed to do. That's your job.
That was
now,
job.
After the fires were out, or at least contained, because it was smoldering for weeks, right?
Yeah.
So now you have rescue efforts, and now it wasn't just first responders, which I hope the civilian people that were there helping in the efforts are covered in this bill. I really
They
do.
are. I believe they are, but they have to show proof.
Carl, you would probably know if you were like a contractor or someone that's part of the cleanup crew, but not a first responder. Are you covered in this bill? That's my question.
No. I think iron
I'm
workers.
asking Carl because I know he definitely he would know that. Now, none of them, when they went there, said, how much am I getting paid for this? What's my insurance benefits? Nothing.
No.
They went there. Now, okay, yes, they are covered. He's a politician and involved in the fire department. He was there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I know he definitely is very in on this. So I knew he would definitely have the right answer. But my point is, none of them asked, where is this coming from? Nobody said, what am I getting out of this?
No.
So
listen,
now
all we cared about is recovering our brothers.
The big thing, now sometimes you do take an unnecessary risk, especially as a firefighter or something like that. Hey, clear the building. No, there's people in there. We're going in.
Yeah.
It's a risk you chose to take.
Fire conditions,
and
yes,
I'm specifically
always,
going somewhere with this. It's a risk you chose to take, knowing the dangers. You were told not to go in.
Yeah.
And no, because you got your chief or whatever saying, no, don't go in there, but you went in anyway because you're trying to save somebody. That's a different story than the EPA getting out there and saying, the air is fine.
Oh, no.
There's nothing wrong with this air. It's clean. We checked it. It's good. You're safe. And then people go there and get, the asbestos and whatever other crap they were breathing in.
Yeah, without a
and
doubt,
it wasn't safe. They knew it.
Christy,
they knew it.
Christy
Todd
Todd
Whitman, they knew that air wasn't safe.
That the air was safe. And they said, but if you're working on the pile, you should be wearing this mask.
But they were giving a paper mask.
A paper mask. Eventually, they had the N45 on it. My first few masks were literally surgeon's masks.
Now, I know from working at Quality Saw, you had to have different level masks depending on what you were working with.
Yes.
If you're grilling the carbide with coolant, the paper mask is not covering you.
Dude,
you're doing something with dust.
The N45 mask was a joke. It was.
They got
and not to mention,
actually, some of the machines, you needed a respirator.
Yeah,
you needed a full respirator.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys should have been wearing. Now, I understand they didn't want mass panic and they didn't want everyone to go running out of the city, but there was a way to do that. There was a way to do it that would have covered everybody.
Right.
They could have went out there and said, look, we don't know if it's safe or not at the work site. There's a lot of stuff in the air. It might be okay, but if I were you, anyone working there should take full precautions and wear full gear.
No, that was...
That's all you had to say. You didn't have to say everybody's going to die that was there.
It wasn't even close.
But I'll tell you what. Even if you said the air wasn't safe, I bet you everyone still would have worked there.
No, we wouldn't.
But they would have worn masks and gloves and protected themselves a little more. That's all.
It was hot.
It was October at that point. It was cooling down.
But they literally said, no, we're down here. They had the air testers. I remember seeing them setting them up. They had them right at the street corners, and they're like, nope, air is
They probably had that report in before the testers were even
disgusting.
turned on. And that's why I have an issue with this. And again, of course, there's guys like Lou Alvarez and stuff like that were faces of this.
Right.
But you got to thank Jon Stewart, too, because he's a face. Now, sometimes these Hollywood people overstep their bounds in politics. He did it the right way. I don't agree with his politics always.
Nope, me
but
neither.
when he went out there heartfelt because a friend of his died.
Right.
And you could tell he wasn't reading a script. He went out there and read
he
from
was
the
heartfelt.
heart.
Yeah,
he was
without a
emotional.
doubt.
He was choking up.
Yeah,
he was
guy
in
was
tears.
crying right there in front of his Senate committee.
And he didn't say the Republicans this,
Nope.
Trump this. He went out there and said, "Hey, stop playing political football with this. This is not a political issue.
Right.
Take care of him." And when some of the politicians were trying to say, "Well, it's a New York thing," he said, "No, it's not. They weren't saying death to Tribeca when they crashed into those buildings. This was a terrorist attack on the country."
Well, not to mention it wasn't only New York people. People are still dying. We had mutual aid from all over.
But what they were trying to say,
Eastern
like,
Seaboard, from LA. LA sent their team out. Everybody sent
if
their
it was a
team
normal
out.
plane crash or something like that, they could have said, "Look, it was a New York issue."
Yes.
But it was a terrorist attack. It's an act of war.
Yeah.
That's a federal issue. You can't tell me that the feds can't cover that
No, it's
and try to make any excuse why they shouldn't.
They're pathetic.
There's no excuse for it, none. And where's the money going to come from? You didn't care with anything else. Literally anything else.
You know,
you didn't care where it came
the
from.
congressmen and all that get these lifetime pensions for serving one term. You could be a one-term rep, which is only 2 years.
And what is it, $175,000 for life, something like that?
So whatever.
And full medical benefits, and not the medical benefits we get.
No.
Real,
right? And
like,
they're the only ones that
covered.
get into Walter Reed, which is like the best medical you can ever get. It's insane. And yes, they get a lifetime of benefits, and then they get to go on as these companies hire them because you did one term, and now you have
paid
people
speaking engagements, everything except for life.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And you still have your political hooks, so whatever you want, you get.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. Everyone's so worried about the president. Presidents serve 8 years max, no matter who it is,
right.
Whoever you vote in, and I don't care how many executive privileges they have. There's still checks and balances to a point. But when you get a crew in Congress that's there for 40 or 50 years, and they're all in together because they're all getting the money from the same people that are going, "Hey, well, this guy gave me this we're going to pass this through," and they slip the bills through at midnight when nobody knows about it, or they do like what they did here with bail reform. They attach it to the budget and say, "Well, if you want money,
right, you got to vote for it." Yeah.
You get money or you don't. It doesn't matter what's attached to it. And to me, that's bullshit too. A bill should be the bill. There should be nothing else attached unless it's related to that bill. Like if you want to have the 9/11 bill and have attachments to it, well, if you were an outside contractor or if you were this or that, something related to the specific thing, fine. But don't attach to the 9/11 bill money for a space program.
Right. Carl says he has 6 certified 9/11 illnesses. Thank God I have none so far. And he went as a volley firefighter. And almost every congressional district has somebody sick. Yes, you're correct. Everybody's sick, and they're all being related. I wanted to ask you specifically, because, again, I still want to get the guy on here that we were talking about, but I don't want to take his time away, and I don't want to take your time away. Right.
Let's talk specifically. Just give people an idea of what was going on, because everyone kind of remembers where they were and what they were doing on that day.
Yeah.
Where were you when the planes hit? And how quick was your response time to the city, and what was going on when you got there?
I worked for the city of Long Beach. The planes hit. I don't remember exactly where I was. I remember getting false reports in the beginning. It went from a biplane, a Cessna to a whatever, to a full, jumbo jet full of passengers. We all got recalled into work. So I ended up, I called my wife at the time and told her I just kind of called into work. She's like, "What's going on?" She heard it on the news. My little guy was he was home with me. I had to drop him off to child care because I got recalled into work. Everybody got recalled due to our closeness to New York City. Long Beach actually got activated quick. We sent an engine and an ambulance. Now
you were initially covering another department in the city, or did they have you just go right to the towers?
No, first. No, I went right to the towers. We did send an engine to cover a lot of closer. Carl might have done that. Some of the close departments like Elmont and all them, they covered some of the Queens departments as they all relocated in.
So everybody just kind of shifted.
Everybody shifted in. A lot of
even
them,
all the way out east was sending people.
Yeah, no, I know. I believe a bunch of them went to Belmont. They were standing by at Belmont. That was like the first day. I went in in basically a van with my bunker gear, my breathing apparatus, my SCBA, And we got there, and as we were coming up, Tower 1 came down. Because the second one, Tower 1 got hit.
So they were technically both up when you got there. You
Nope,
got there as
nope,
it was
one
falling?
was already down.
Oh, okay. Tower 1,
as-
that's right. 2 went down first.
2 went down first. As we were going through the Midtown Tunnel, we got reports that one of the towers went.
Right.
We couldn't get that close because they had it shut down. We were probably, I don't know how many blocks away, but obviously you can't miss the Twin Towers. We saw it.
Yeah.
We felt it. I had to hide from
You
that.
could see that from Jones Beach.
Right,
and there was
that
no
roll of dust, whatever the fuck
that
was in
smoke
it.
cloud. Yeah, that was. I still remember that vision. You see everyone running and they just stop.
no.
And I'm watching on TV like, why did they stop and keep going? Then they showed the other way and you just saw the smoke rolling around the buildings this way too, and they had nowhere to go.
Yeah, no, we
So
actually
diving into buildings
we
and the
ducked
cars,
into
whatever.
because we were still a couple blocks away. We ducked into down the corner into like you said, like where a doorway would go into a building, like an H style building, and it came around us, and we got a little bit of shit on us. Like this pictures with me, you can see the white. It's all over.
Right.
It's on everybody.
Yeah.
And then we went right to the pile. And it was insane. Like there was still multiple reports all the time of more jets coming in. So
Yes.
you would have guys on the pile. We'd be on the pile working, and they're calling, everybody run away. You'd be running, as fast as you can fucking go. It's like another jet's coming in. But yet there was nobody in the skies. It was our fighters.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that.
I know.
There was zero radios barely worked.
I was listening to
Cell
Howard Stern
phones
at the
didn't
time,
work.
and
Howard stayed on the whole time.
Crazy Cabby was a Navy vet or something like that. I forget.
Yeah,
he
something
was in
like
one of
that.
it, and he was in Queens or whatever. He was on top of one of the buildings watching, and he was saying, "Oh, all right, they're saying this, but no, this is an F-16. That's an F-14. This one's coming over.
Right.
This is, So he was like giving more accurate reports than the mainstream media was, because he knew it. He knew what the planes
reports
were.
we got from off the pile, where another plane's coming in. Even though everything was grounded at that point, it was such an eerie, scary.
Yeah, because I remember even when everything was supposed to be grounded except for fighter jets, I saw a passenger plane. Like, this was a couple of days after, when everybody was still down. And I remember I went to 7-Eleven, I walked out, and I hear something. I look up, and I look around, and there's everybody doing the same thing. Like, what is that? So I don't know if it was Air Force One. I don't know if it was just something,
It was probably a federally
moving.
approved plane. They were flying in resources
But it was a
time.
weird, like, eerie
But if you remember,
feeling to
being
see
in
that.
New York, and especially in Manhattan, where there's constantly traffic going on, to not hear anything was very eerie.
Yeah.
So we were there.
Joe was saying that college was evacuated, and he went to the firehouse. Belmont was the staging.
Yeah, okay.
He just finished his midnight tour at the jail, and he headed over. Frankie's saying it was the longest day of his life. His mom worked a block away, and his wife a block away.
Right, and without a doubt, no cells, no radio.
Yeah.
Nothing worked.
Some of them did stay on.
I actually had. I finally got to call my wife.
Yeah, because Joe was right. Because I had a Nextel at work, and I had a personal Nextel at the time. That still worked.
Well, I didn't. My phone didn't work.
The direct connect.
Last thing my wife, who I was married to at the time, knew is I was going in, and both towers were standing.
Yeah.
And then she knew I was probably there and knew they fell.
Yeah.
I could not call it. We had Jake wasn't even a year old yet. I came home on the 14th because that was his first birthday, September 14th. So I was in there the first 3 days. And I came home for his birthday, but I couldn't till finally somebody with a sat phone happened to come by and said, "Do you guys need to, contact your loved ones?"
And I heard like everybody around there was doing the right thing, like the Burger Kings, like, "Hey, come in,
no,
whatever
anything.
you need." 7-Eleven,
everything was open. The bodegas with guys who smoked, guys who did smoke. Everybody smoked.
We're going to have to hit this again because you're running out of time. But
I want to
get some specific questions out there. How long was your first day there?
There was no first day.
You just stayed there?
I stayed from the 11th, and I came home on the morning of the 14th because it was my son's first birthday.
That's right. You said what staging?
I actually slept on. I can't remember the address. I know the building. I
know they were putting like med units up.
No,
I know they were
I slept
posting
on the floor.
No, but I'm saying I know they were setting up like what do they call the portable medical units?
Like a mass unit,
there was a different name.
We had them in Long Beach.
They were setting them up.
We actually had them in Long Beach
some of the buildings
after Sandy.
Yeah,
I can't remember what they're called either. Yes,
Paul probably knows that too. He's going to say at some point.
No, I do. I spent time with them.
Yeah, I know it too. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, yes.
DMAT. It's a DMAT team.
Okay. But yeah,
we had one from
I know
Texas
like people would just
in
like
Long
throwing
Beach.
cots or whatever and just local
Whatever,
buildings, and
dude.
people
Were amazing. Like they really came together. Even regular New Yorkers were on the pile, trying. And the pile was actually a joke. Like it wasn't really a joke.
And I know for
I feel good for
a
what
while
I did.
It was a search and rescue.
It wasn't. It was.
Well, no, because I remember hearing from people that were there, like they'd be walking, everyone's like, shh.
Oh yeah, no.
They heard tapping.
No, yeah.
And then they're going, okay, no, it was just this, it's just that.
Anybody who was there the first 3 or 4 days, it was basically a bucket brigade. You were on the pile taking buckets of, dude, big buildings, and there were no huge chunks besides like the really big pieces left.
Yeah.
Of the concrete. You were taking softball size, filling buckets.
Because they didn't want to bring any machines in because they weren't sure if they would survive this underneath.
I found 2 Port Authority cops, unfortunately deceased.
Yeah, that's something I was going to ask too. I mean, the scene had to be not just the grand scheme of 2 huge towers crumbling into the ground,
and
then just the carnage underneath
big.
it.
Like it was,
because I know they said those buildings were designed to go straight in and to basically disintegrate.
And there was a lot of sub-levels you didn't realize. There's so many sub-levels. They went way down.
Because they said like the bottom levels were untouched.
Untouched by the time they hit them, yeah.
And again, the design was a safety design because one of those buildings toppled over.
Yeah, it would have hit
taken everything out.
Yeah,
everything would have been done. Manhattan would have been done.
But it was
magnitude. Yes, thank you.
It was unreal. It was surreal. It was.
And again, you see it all the time, and people say, I miss September 12th. Not that I want another September 11th.
No, yeah, I got to tell you.
September 12th, even the rest of that day, I mean, I didn't hear a horn. Everyone's just kind of looking at each other like,
no, dude.
You believe it? Like, this isn't real. Can I help you? Can I do it?
Didn't matter race, creed, religion. No. People were helping each other, hugging each other, helping you through. It didn't matter.
And what pisses me off is everybody
had an American flag in front of their house.
We will never forget. Everyone was proud of the country, right behind law enforcement and the fire department.
Right.
And, that might as well have been 100, 200 years ago, because nobody gives a shit anymore. The flag, the American flag, is now racist and offensive.
Yeah, no.
People are getting told to take it down. Cops are getting water thrown on them. Fire department, you still got to call the cops in some areas to get them to go there first for safety, because people are shooting at them as they're coming in.
It's a hate crime to burn the rainbow flag. Nothing against. I love our gay people.
Yeah,
but do what you want.
I was going to say that too.
I always say, listen, if you want gay people, good for that. You could get married and be as miserable as we were.
I think they should have the same rights as anybody else as far as marriage.
No who cares what you like? I don't care.
All the legalities that go with it.
Yes. But it's a hate crime to burn that flag, but you can burn the American flag. Yeah. Where are we?
And the blue line flag is considered racist.
Yeah, it's a racist flag now. Right, because
how that happened when September 11th wasn't all that long ago.
No.
So everyone did forget. Everyone did forget everything they cared about with this country. And like I said, I don't care who's president. When Obama was president, when Bush was president, when Clinton was president, I never hated the flag of the country. No. How much I disagree with them.
No.
So why do people think it's okay when Trump's president that they could hate the country? When you're playing on the USA team.
Right.
And disrespect the flag and the country
because
you don't like the guy in charge. And let's be honest, how much in charge is he really?
No, right. He's not. But through Obama's 8 years, my flag flew in front of my house just like it did with every other
And that's
president.
the great thing about being American. You can love the country and not the leaders.
The sad part is
and that's why there's election day.
I'm one of the few on my block that displays it year round. Even now, the last 4th of July, there might have been, besides the VFW going around sticking the little ones in people's...
I didn't see much at all this year.
Dude, you drive around, you don't see it.
My street used to be lined with them on July 4th because Century 21, someone used to put them out. I didn't get them this year.
Oh, no, I think the VFW by me did it, but it was...
Yeah, we didn't have them.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now everyone's forgotten.
No, people are ashamed.
Yeah, and it just, I have to laugh because otherwise it would really drive me crazy.
But we are the freest country in the world. You couldn't go to Russia and talk about, you'll be dead. Go
to Mexico, go to Venezuela, go to Canada even. Even the nicest in Canada, you're not getting away with the stuff that you get here.
Canada's disgusting. They're crazy. But even
they have more respect for their police. And,
no, they do, without a doubt. But
that.
and Mexico's run by drug cartels. You know what I mean? It's like that's the life you want here.
Apparently,
I don't get it.
But unfortunately, we are out of time.
We are out of time. It goes so fast.
The September 11th thing is not done because, again, it's almost August, so we're going to actually be near the anniversary of September 11th, which we're going to definitely discuss this again.
Yeah, no, I want to, because I wasn't the first responder because I work for the city of Long Beach and I work for.
I want to get someone who was like
City.
first on the scene.
Yep.
And just discuss what was going on at that time and just get a.
I wonder how soon Chris got in there.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him too because I want to get the law enforcement.
Aspect of it different, too. Right? It's different from where I came from.
Just real quick, I want to say people were upset because the 23, the cops that died. Everyone's like, oh well, that wasn't enough. The cops weren't designed to run the building.
No,
how many did you want dead? How many would have been a good number for you? It's sickening. It really is.
It is sickening.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for a Lucky 13 show. We only had the one clip of no.
Not too bad.
So it was pretty
Lucky
good.
13.
So hopefully, it wasn't necessarily an enjoyable topic, but hopefully you all enjoyed the show. And tune in next week.
Take care.